I hear, like, some people have said that some of the language that's been used so far is shocking, and many people on this side of the debate would feel the bill is shocking. The bill itself gives the definition of termination of pregnancy as the ending of a life of a fetus. Now, for many people, that is a very difficult thing, a very sobering issue to have to deal with. We've been told for years that we need to have a debate on abortion. But any time a person actually discusses an actual abortion, they're closed down in their particular debate. And I think that if we are to have debates on these issues, we need to be able to tolerate people from different sides of the chamber to discuss and represent their views fairly. And this debate is going to be had over the next 3 days. And I would say one thing: we shouldn't call each other names. I don't second-guess the motivation on anybody at that side of the chamber at all. Anybody who has a radically different view on this issue, I take it as read that your view is designed and comes from a human rights and a compassionate space. But don't continuously second-guess the motivations on this side of the chamber either. Because, to be honest, you know, the committee, people spent so much time second-guessing each other's motivations that it actually added at least another 3 or 4 hours onto the debate. And from a pro-choice side, I imagine that's probably not the objective of the particular debate here. It is true that people voted, a large majority of people voted for repeal. They were asked a binary question, and it's pretty much impossible when you're asked a binary question to give a view on all of the detail of a particular bill. But a large minority also voted no. 723,000 people voted no. That's more than voted for Fianna Fáil in the last election. It's more than voted for Fine Gael in the last election. It's more than voted for the combined Sinn Féin, Labour, People Before Profit, Socialist Party and Social Democrats. It is a voice that is entitled to be articulated in this chamber. And for people to continuously seek to close it down, we've been debating this now for over an hour and 20 minutes. There have been only 3 pro-life voices so far, and all of them have been attacked with regards to what they have said on the issue. So what I would say to is we will actually get through this bill faster if people actually fully respected each other's motivations on this. It is really important that minorities do have a voice in this chamber, because if this chamber doesn't reflect in some way the views that exist in the general public, well then that's a very dangerous place to be. Because healthy, respectful opposition is really important in a functioning democracy. It's not the enemy, Deputy Chambers, in this particular debate. And to be honest, there's a lot of parties here who have minority mandates. And if you don't agree that a minority should have a voice in here, surely the smaller parties should fold up their tents then. The idea that you have to abide by the majority view in here is nonsense. You have to be able to give voice to the people on both sides of the debate outside of the particular chamber. This issue, for me, actually, I was surprised by this issue during the debate, because my focus was on making sure that we left no mother or child behind. I was surprised that when, after the debate was over and the issue of the state financing abortions, that people were coming up to me on the street and were actually shocked by the fact that they would have to pay for these abortions. I actually thought this was very much a minor issue comparison to the major issue of abortion itself. But that's the way of the world. That's what people's fears are about. And I think most of the fears are around the issue of opportunity cost. Because there's always an opportunity cost. If you take €12 million out of a particular budget to pay for this, it will mean that there will be certain operations that won't happen. It will mean that some people won't get the health care that they're entitled to. We're told here about, we shouldn't, as a state, seek to control people on a socio-economic basis. This government controls people every day on a socio-economic basis. This government denies hundreds of thousands of people healthcare on a socio-economic basis. There's 2,500 kids waiting over a year for their first mental health clinic occasion, because of the control of this government on the basis of socio-economic reasons. It's incredible to think that there are people travelling today for healthcare, while at the same time money can be found for prioritised around the issue of abortion. And people will have different meanings for healthcare. My belief with regards to healthcare is healthcare saves lives. It doesn't create preventable deaths. And that's the difficulty around this. If were my particular motion, I wouldn't have written the amendments in a similar fashion, but I would have looked to give people a conscientious objection or a freedom of conscience with regard to how their taxpayers' money is paid. Due to the fact that if you pay for an operation like this, you're involved in the delivery of an operation. And many of your constituents will feel that this particular operation is morally unjust. And to force them to pay for something that they don't agree with, for me, is not the right way. I have no desire to deny healthcare from anybody. I believe that healthcare should be free at the point of delivery on the basis of need, and it shouldn't be on the basis of income. But I believe also that people should be able to object in a conscientious fashion with regards to the spending that they're involved in. Gur Mágat.
Thank you.